a Miele U1, Miele's first and only upright vacuum cleaner, because look, it says it on there, look, one, the first. This one has been in someone's garage for longer than they can remember. They messaged me out of the blue a couple of days ago and said, could I have a look, see what it'll take to get up and running. There's a couple of bits missing with it. There's a few things wrong with it. You know, is it going to be economical to repair? And that's the key word, really. Is it going to be economical to repair? Or is it broken in such a way that hopefully we can get spares from other machines that are too uneconomical to repair? Let's have a look, see how far down the rabbit hole we need to go, and check some of the classic Miele S7/U1 gotcha points that they like to throw at you. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Miele chums. How are you today? It's been a while since we've had one of these on the channel, because quite frankly, it's not that I don't like them, I just don't like them. They are excellent machines. They have really good suction. The tool setup, despite what it's looking like now, is one of the better ones on an upright vacuum cleaner. But once they start to wear and tear and get used in a massive house by rich people, which is what a machine like this is for, because, you know, 350 odd quid. This is offers. I know it is a piece of metal. Look, just found that on the floor. I don't know if it's from this or not. Let's put it over there by the green note and hope it's not from this. Yeah, these were bought by rich people who live in massive houses, so they got trashed. And yeah, there's a lot that could be wrong with this. But it is the top of the line model, I think. Comment down below, because look, we have electronic power control, the filter reset for the very fancy, expensive filter. All that does is just reset a timer on the board for, like, I think it's, is it 6 months or something? Comment down below. There'll be, I think there's an hour reading, certainly in the manual. You know, all that does is just resets it when it comes on. Automatic, so somewhere in here is a sensor, which makes sense because the cylinder models have that, and it's probably the same sensor. But before we do any of that, we need to do the first big test, which is turn it on, check the motor, because these have a glorious habit of burning out. At least the 2200 watt S7 does. This is the 1400 watt U1, so it's not as bad, maybe. Don't know. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh dear, dear. That is as I feared. Oh look, and here's the very expensive filter, look, full of fluff. I think I know exactly why it's full of fluff as well, because we can come on to problem number one immediately. This bag has nothing holding into the machine. Needs a bag holder. Doesn't have a bag holder. I haven't found one yet. This is the first part that I need. I thought I had one in the shed, but not for an S7. So yeah, that is problemo number one. So it's not too surprising, I guess, that, oh gosh, there it is, that all of the filters are just utterly, truly ruined. And I think we're probably going to have to vacuum this out a little bit before we go a bit further. Okay, let's turn it on again with no filters and hope it blows out some of the dirt that is blatantly stuck in the fan. Oh my goodness. let's quickly check the suction and then we won't turn this poor thing on again. Oh my goodness, that wasn't even the thing that the lady was worried about, but obviously we know, don't we, if it's been used without a bag. Yeah, it could be worse. That is the fan full of dirt and crud. I think it would be okay, but of course I don't know until I go into it and have a look. It could have also screwed the bearings, but it may not have done. You know, I've got to tell her that and quote accordingly. So yeah, that is extra problem number 2. Oh, in fact, no, we are going to turn it back on. Oh no, I haven't checked the brush roll, have we? Okay, well let's recline this and have a look at problem number 2 that I knew of. It's a bit difficult to recline. It's not entirely happy, and where is it? This side, look, it's all coming apart. One of the things she said was, could I put it all back together? And I mean, I can, but it's going to involve stripping the whole thing apart, which now he's doing it anyway for the motor, I guess. No, what we need to do now is just check that this spins and then again turn it off. Works okay, yeah. Oh, it's got quite nice brushes as well, although again, look at all the hair. That's all going to need taking apart. Oh, it's going to be a big old bill. And then there's this. This is the bumper. Now, I wasn't too concerned about this as such, because quite frankly I was just going to hot glue and epoxy it back into place. I mean, look, we can almost push on it now, except all of this corner's ripped out. So yeah, it's going to need to be Q-bonded back into place, and yeah, I just don't know how I can do this. You know, it's going to be a big bill. I've got 80-90 pounds in just labour for what's effectively going to be a full strip down of the machine. Oh yeah, that's before we get to the actual other problem, which we should look at if I can get the wand back out. It's the wand. Look at this, look, lovely one-piece telescopic wand. It's done the Miele usual and snapped off that there. Lady gave me this, well, these, which this is the remains of it, and this, I don't quite know what that spring is from. That's a brand new unopened spring as well. Very strange. Yeah, the problem is, again, this is, oh, it hasn't actually come apart. This is still clipped together. If I just get my screwdriver, because you can take these apart. Obviously we take them off of the wand quite frequently. The fact that it's now sitting in 2 pieces like this does make me worried. So this bit here, should sit under there. Ah yes, because that comes out. I have done this once before. That sits under there, then I've got to keep it upside down for a second. That pushes back on and clips in. Oh, I think we fixed this one anyway. Then that goes on there, that goes on there, and then this clicks back on there. Oh look, we've repaired a thing. Ha, fantastic. Well, that's a tenner then, right there. So yeah, £100 in just labour, and then yeah, I now need to find a bag holder. Don't need to do it, it's just a bag holder now. We need to find a bag holder. Oh, while we're on camera, I guess it would be silly of us to not check one of the other potential Miele S7 pinch points. Behind here, it's been opened before though. This is where you check for blockages. He says, having not undone that. Why are you not coming out? Oh, blimey. There is some fluff in there, yeah. The air path literally does a sharp turn around here. So if it doesn't pick up and your Miele S7 is clogged and the bag's empty, take this off here and you will see what the problem is. But that's fine, yeah, this thing's probably, basically it's been used bagless and the dirt has got into the motor. I'm sure we can clip all of this back together perfectly reasonably fine. It's only a cover and it's come off of its what's it, but I've got to take the whole thing apart anyway, potentially. So, if she accepts the quote, we will see this machine in the next scene. She said yes. So, you join me with the machine. Actually, 3/4 done. I come on to the motor now. I have separated. I'm not looking forward to putting the wheels back in. And we have got the motor out. Separated everything out. Some stuff is being washed. And yeah, our problem is that every so often there is just a fin packed full of fluff. The motor itself seems quite clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the fan with a cloth, crack off the nut and take off this fan. And that is what is making our horrible vacuum. All of this stuff needs to come out. And it's not really going to happen like this. I'm going to wash this, get all the fans scrubbed up, get all the crap out of it. And then we can finish putting the machine back together. Now, whilst we wash everything else and wait for some other stuff, let us have a look at our spares machine. This is the Miele S7 that I have so far been taking parts for it. So far, it's only actually it's bag holder, because as you know, we do not have a bag holder. However, it now wants to use something else. I would like the bumper, because as you know, the bumper on this one, R1, isn't very nice at all. So if we're going to pinch it fairly together, I'll keep this motor. There might be some other bits and bobs as well. So I'll undo those screws, then we'll undo the 2 more screws and put the pops off, and it will possibly sell the body work. Take that off as well. Oh. Then we can come underneath. With the first piece, hold the base plate. Notice it's missing into the wheels as well. That's a little bit of a shame. But never mind. Then we need to change to a different size mini torps. T8, I do believe, for fine earth in Canada. Yeah, no, not T18. The red one in most models. Tiny little screws. There we go. Oh, base can't come out. It's a bit disgusting. It's a bit rusty. That's what's going to go in, really, because we do not need it. Here is a okay-ish brush roll. This machine has certainly seen a lot of use indeed. But if we undo the clamp, come out, we can pull the motor off. There is your brush roll assembly for the Miele S7. It's also the same brush roll assembly and motor to a degree that you get on the really fancy Miele Revolutions too. Oh, I forgot I had the fan on. I hope I haven't just had to fast forward through all of that and you've missed every single thing that I was saying because it's very warm. However, with the base plate off and this off, we can, oh, there's a little spider, bye-bye. We can now, hopefully, remove, without breaking it, there we go, our bumper. I mean, it's not the best either, but, and I'll show you why in a second, once we get it off. It's on, yeah, this side. Look, the whole piece that holds it in is completely snapped off, and that's why it was flapping in the wind. So we can glue up those little corners, that is fine, but that can go into there. And yeah, time we get to that stage, look, you can see the pivots and the bottom of the motor housing. I mean, do we want to go into the motor housing and see how good the motor might be from this angle? This is how I did the other one. I had it up with the wheels locked out. Then you can get this screw where are we? There's a screw back here. Some of the screws are for the wheels, and you do not want to undo those screws. The back one and this one. And then in theory, if you get it done correctly, I took these back ones off as well, so we'll take those off too. In theory, all of the plastic should now come apart. It's not a fun job. It's not fun when you're trying to show people without having to do it too correctly. There we go. The whole bottom will lift off of the motor, and you can find your nice Miele motor, which actually seems not too bad. I say that motor's probably going to work fine, but the rest of this, we don't really need it. We just needed that bumper. So, come back when we're reassembling the white one. A short while later, we are back, and all the clumps of fluff that were buried in the ends of these fins are removed, and hoping that that's all it was. I have not touched the rest of this motor. I mean, you go back through my Miele playlist, you know how finicky Miele motors are. It runs, the PCB is obviously fine. It sounds fine. The bearings do not seem broken. That is not wobbling. I think we got away with it. She said it had been in their garage for a while. You know, they'd obviously made the bag housing disappear by magic. Funny that. Used it, sucked up a load of fluff and went, oh, that's not good, and put it away. And then there's only word of mouth that someone like me existed, and she said it was word of mouth. So again, you local Facebook repairers, you get yourself a good word of mouth. And I've had this machine for a month, waiting for a spares machine. Absolutely fine, doesn't bother her. She's not used it for ages, doesn't need it back immediately, quickly. That's what we need to do. She's fine with it taking its time and costing a little bit more of a reasonable price. Because, yeah, there's many repairers that would do this. Comment down below if you're, you know, a repair shop, Manchester Vax, BB Dyson, Holbeach Dyson. Would you go to this level, or would it just be written off? I mean, it's close, because a Miele S7 is not a fun machine. This is not a beginner job at all. Right, this stupid little tiny bushing needs to go in there and hopefully stay in there. We'll see. Then, wiring run underneath. See if it's fallen out already. This is why we're probably not going to film a full bite. Let's be sensible. Let's tip it upside down. This is why I don't do full videos on every machine. I know there's people, my friend Richie could do one of these blindfolded. He's probably screaming at his telly right now. I'm sure it is one of those machines where if you do one regularly, you're going to go on okay. But I think I've done about 3 now, so we're not going to be filming all of this. But effectively, that is now ready for me to go and fetch the rest of the parts and clip the base back together. And after that last scene, lots of fighting and battling occurred. But this Miele is getting more like an upright. Key is that the wheels pop down and pop back up again. That whole process has taken several days for me to figure out. It was a video from the lovely Mr. Performance Reviews that shows me exactly what I need to do. Where's the one gone? Exactly what I need to do and where the service position is. I can't find the flipping wad now, and we need that in order for us to fit the hose. We can wait for the ice cream van to go as well. There it is. So our hose, when that managed to spring back, all the rear is back together. It's been quite far apart, not as far apart as it could go, but we didn't need to do that. We can put there onto that, and sadly I couldn't do much about the hose because the part that clips it in is broken anyway, and even if it wasn't, it would still have to look stupid. So I can't fix that. There is not much I can do, because even the spares machine is a pain, because that clip is part of this fascia, and obviously this fascia is completely different. on this machine versus the spares one that we have. So, I haven't tested this yet. I'm very nervous. Let's see if it all runs, and if it all runs correctly now that that motor fan is cleaned. I think that's okay. Certainly as good as it's going to be for the life and the battles that it's had. Let's check the floor head works now. It's going to survive. Of course, we have a nice bag in it. You need to sort out this bag latch here. It doesn't seem to be clicking into place, but we have a bag and we have a filter. The front filter is now just a nice, blimey, that's all the crud that was left in the motor. Didn't look that bad, but obviously, you know, didn't take it apart. I think it's fine. It doesn't sound too bad. It's going to be what it's going to be, and it reinforces my belief that I do not like these Miele. This whole thing has been a massive battle, but one that we have won, albeit with the need of an entire spares machine. So it's going to be very divisive, because there's going to be some people here who love their Miele S7, they love their Miele U1, and fair play to you. If you love your Miele and it's working well, just for goodness sake look after it and keep it working well. If you have one of these and you don't like Miele's, just get rid of them. Don't refurbish it. They are not an easy machine to work on. They're nice enough, I just don't find them very special. But the owner finds this one very special, and she can have it back to be reunited with it once more after the slight mishap where they lost the bag holder. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and hopefully it's going to be a while before we have to do another Miele S7. Bye bye.